Hello, welcome. I'm joined by R Chandrasekaran, Chairman of Nasscom. Mr. Chandrasekaran, thank you very much for speaking with us. So, first question before I ask you about industry and beyond, what are the kind of devices that you're carrying or wearing at this point?
And I've lost count, but to name a few, I carry this Pebble watch.
Okay.
It syncs with your smartphone.
Yeah.
And I find it very convenient. I'm able to read messages, incoming calls, all those things. I just know the flip of the wrist. And all the apps that I have on my phone, whatever I need to see it on the watch, I'm able to see it. So it's quite convenient from that point of view. I carry an iPhone, iPad. I also carry a, you'll be maybe laughing, but BlackBerry,
Okay.
just as a safety
Reminder?
backup.
Okay.
And of course, a laptop, you can't move away with that actually. So quite a few devices.
Right. So, in some ways, I mean, you're also carrying so many devices because one is backing up for the other. Is that right? Or
no, different needs. If you want to do some serious work, I need a laptop. Especially if I want to
mails
work on a spreadsheet or create some document presentations. So I can't do without a laptop. I need an iPad for convenience. It makes you more mobile, and it is SIM card enabled, so you get all the mails. So you're able to do a lot more productive work if you're on the move with the iPad. But phone, of course, you can't live without it.
Correct.
And this smartwatch makes it more convenient.
right. So, what are your customers? And let me first ask you a cognizant hat question. What are your customers asking from you, which is making you evolve and do things differently for them, so that they can meet the demands of customers or their consumers more efficiently?
The impact of digital is very profound. It is the customers are under intense pressure to transform their businesses so that they can make their services more accessible, more convenient to their customers and consumers. So it puts enormous strain on every customer around the globe. So their ask from, say, like company like Cognizant is, hey, help us to be more efficient in the way we run our business. Obviously, in pursuit of doing something new, we can't shut down our business. So we need to continue to chug along, but make it more and more efficient. Bring our cost of existing operations down by bringing in technology, streamlining operations, making the processes lean and mean, automation. So on the one side, they want us to really bring down the total cost of current operations and divert the dollars that you save to do something transformational, right? So it's what we call as the dual mandate, help customers run better and also help them to run differently.
Give us an illustration of what could be a transformational mandate.
Any sector, you take, take for example, healthcare, right? Now with the digitization of health records, right? It makes it easy for customers to really access their data where they can choose which provider they want, which insurance company they want. They can choose what they want actually. So it makes it convenient. And we are talking about, even in India in context, we are really talking about taking the healthcare example. We worked with one of the heart hospitals here and trying to bring down the cost of open heart surgery. And we really looked at various steps of doing an open heart surgery and then try to apply technology instead of nurses going and taking the critical readings and noting down on a graph. You digitize, then remote doctors can look at the data remotely and then administer whatever intervention is needed on the spot. So it really brings down the total cost of intensive care post surgery. So you can look at it number of ways.
Right.
You can bring down the cost, and everything is using technology.
Yeah, and that's a very good example. So, and therefore, let me ask you the larger question, right? So, these are your customers, and let's say for the Indian IT industry, these are customers who have such, facing similar issues. Maybe in the case of an open heart surgery, maybe an automobile which wants to do something else.
Yeah.
So, what is the industry doing to gear up for this challenge, and what are the and therefore, what are the hurdles as well?
No, actually, you can call it a challenge, but it really presents enormous opportunities for the industry. Because the digital, as I said, the effect is profound and the opportunity is real. And in India, we have a unique advantage because we have the scale and digital is brand new, there's no legacy. So if we can reskill ourselves and there's so much demand out there. So if we can build the scale and be innovative in terms of into, providing solutions to customers around the globe, in India, then we have everything going for us actually. So I see enormous opportunity for the industry here.
So when you talked about skilling or reskilling, what are the specific challenges there, challenges or steps that, because the industry has grown in a certain way for the last 15 years.
Right.
Obviously, this will be completely different for the next 15 years.
Now, if I have to contrast what was happening earlier and what is happening now and what will happen in the future, earlier, if you look at innovation was, it's not that innovation was not happening. Innovation was happening, and we were leveraging that innovation to do some incremental steps in the way we run our business. So we had a lot of time to implement whatever was innovated, right? But then today, the innovation cycle is so short. You have to be very agile to really leverage those innovation, put it to practice quickly. So the business agility to tap the innovation agility is very, very important in today's context. So that can happen only you can reskill yourself. So the first and foremost, the awareness to reskill is very important. You cannot be complacent and say, I am an expert in this particular technology, I can relax and my life is made. That's not going to be the case. So every professional in this industry, whether, not just technology professionals, even the business people need to be aware of technology, what can it deliver for them. So I think constant awareness and constant drive to reskill, that has to come from individual self. Organizations like Nasscom, we are actually launching the program, rebooting middle-level managers. We can, corporations and, we can provide training program, make everything accessed, but self-awareness is very, very important to professionals in this industry for them to be successful in the long haul.
Right. So McKinsey, released some numbers, and they're talking about how at least 25% of all knowledge workers will perhaps lose their jobs in the next decade or so. Because of the nature of change, or they'll have to reskill to something else. Do you see trends like
I don't buy that statement. It is, if you stay current, if you don't constantly upgrade your skills, you will soon become irrelevant, right? So there is enough job because there is so much of demand for skilled people. So the jobs going away, it's not true at all. It's not going to happen because it will morph into something else. So what is that something else? We need to constantly keep our eyes and ears open and equip ourselves better. So that way there's enough opportunity for people to stay engaged.
One last question. What's the one cool thing that you're doing in Cognizant that you're excited about or looking forward to?
I think, we are quite excited about the digital opportunities. It is not just technology. How do you marry technology to solve a business problem? That's where we get excited. So we are actually bringing digital technology to every domain that we are specializing on. Take, for example, healthcare. So we have a very strong focus on healthcare that has always been a differentiator for us. But earlier the focus was more on the payer segment, and life sciences is something that we have always been very, very strong. With the acquisition of Triceto, we have been able to not only further enhance our presence in the healthcare insurance space, but we are also tapping into the practitioner and provider ecosystem. So with these, we are able to connect the dots of the entire healthcare ecosystem, and there we are able to bring the digital technologies, and we have a great platform. Rather than just providing services, now we have a platform. We can offer healthcare as a service, claims as a service. So it has really significantly enhanced our capability as an organization. So we are quite excited about the future.
That sounds good. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you, Govind.
Thank you.